Welcome to Season 5 of High School Quiz Show Maine. We're back and have 16 schools competing to be this year's champion and take home that $1,000 prize. In our second qualifying match, it's the Dragons of Brunswick High School They'll be taking on the Shipbuilders of Morse High School in Bath. That's next on High School Quiz Show Maine.
Production support for High School Quiz Show Maine is provided by
the Maine Education Association, standing with educators, ensuring their voices, values, and priorities are respected as they continue to teach and support Maine students during the pandemic and beyond. Learn more at mainea.org.
Energy is about more than just keeping the lights on. It's about living life. As parents, friends, and teammates, Unitil is proud to support High School Quiz Show Maine. Unitil, more than a utility. Part of your community. Cyber attacks aren't going away. You can talk to an independent agent about cyber coverage from Safety Insurance. It covers data restoration, data recreation, system restoration, and more. Safety Insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms, even the cyber kind. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome to Season 5 of High School Quiz Show Maine. I'm Todd Gutner. In case you missed our season opener last week, I just want to recap how things are a bit different this year. We have no audience, we will not play the head-to-head round, and we're taking a lot of precautions behind the scenes. But what hasn't changed is that we have 16 schools from around the state, and they're competing for that $1,000 grand prize for their school's project graduation. Also this year, you will, at home, have the chance to win $500 for the school of your choice with our Quiz Show Conundrum Contest. That'll be coming up a little later in the show. In our second match of the season, we have Brunswick High School from Brunswick taking on Morse High School from Bath. Let's get things started by meeting the players. For Brunswick, we have Maya, Nate, Merrick, and Ben, with alternates Wes and Leo, and they're coached by Anna, Roy, Wiley. And for Morse, we have Lachlan, Finn, Aiden, and Jonah, alternates Jay and Declan, and they're coached by Craig Tinker. Now the competition has 3 rounds, a toss-up round, a category round, and a lightning round. We'll start with the toss-up round. Now all answers are worth 10 points, and this is the only round with no point deductions for wrong answers. Players must wait for me to complete the question, and if one team answers incorrectly, the other team will be given a chance to answer. All right, guys, how about we shake it all out, get those nerves out. Yeah, shake it out. There we go. We ready to play here? All right, let's do this. Here's the first question. During photosynthesis, plants take in what gas in order to produce nutrients and oxygen? Finn, Morse.
Carbon dioxide.
That is correct. In 1828, Noah Webster published what kind of reference book dedicated to words and their definitions? Merrick, Brunswick.
A dictionary.
Correct. Next question. What bird is a national symbol of Mexico, Egypt, and the United States? Aiden.
Eagle.
Eagle is correct. Next question. What TV game show has been hosted by Pat Sajak and Vanna White since the 1980s? Finn, Morse.
Wheel of Fortune.
Correct. Now up next, we have a picture question, so you're going to watch this monitor right over here. Here's the question. There are only 2 countries in the world with a national flag in the shape of a square. One is Vatican City, and this historically neutral country, known for its rugged mountains and gourmet chocolate. Name the country. Aiden, Morse.
Sweden. Or Switzerland. Switzerland.
I think we have to go with the first, so that is incorrect. Brunswick, you have a chance. This would be Nate.
Switzerland?
Switzerland is correct. Next question. What famous suspension bridge crosses the strait between San Francisco Bay and the Pacific and connects the city of San Francisco to Marin County? Merrick, Brunswick.
The Golden Gate Bridge.
Correct. The failure of what crop was the main cause of widespread famine in Ireland in the late 1840s? Lachlan, Morse.
Potato.
Correct. Mercury, Venus, and Earth have how many moons in total? Jonah.
Would that be 1?
That is correct, 1. The name of what large mammal comes from Greek words that mean river and horse? Finn, Morse.
The rhinoceros.
Incorrect. I think we got in there. Maya, Brunswick.
The hippopotamus?
That is correct, hippopotamus. All right, up next we've got a video question. So again, watch the monitor over here and take a look.
Hi, I'm Aaron Engebrecht, Director of Classical Music here at Maine Public. Name the prolific composer who created over 1,100 musical works, had 20 children, many of whom became musicians themselves.
Finn, Morse.
Mozart.
Incorrect. Brunswick. Nate, go for it.
Bach.
Can we take that? Yes, that is correct. Johann Sebastian Bach. All right. Legend says that Cleopatra died from the bite of what animal? Nate.
Snake.
That is correct. What's the 7-letter name for the kind of tropical grassland biome that covers nearly half of Africa? Aiden, Morse.
Savannah.
Savannah, yes. On a basic color wheel, red, yellow, and blue are the primary colors. What are the secondary colors? Jonah.
Orange, green, and purple?
Correct. How would you play an ocarina? A, blow into it. B, pluck its strings. Or C, strike it with a hammer. Finn and Morse.
Blow into it.
Correct. All right, this is a math question, guys. 100 kids ate lunch. 23% ate a sandwich. 16% had soup. 7% had mac and cheese. What percentage ate something other than soup, sandwich, or mac and cheese? Ben, Brunswick.
54%.
Yes. Bran Castle, which might have inspired Bram Stoker's Dracula, is a tourist attraction in what historic region of central Romania? Nate, Brunswick.
Transylvania.
That is correct. Winning a battle, but suffering a huge loss of strength and resources is what type of victory? Ben.
Pyrrhic victory.
That is correct. The 16th Amendment to the Constitution gave Congress the right to impose what sort of tax? Nate, Brunswick.
An income tax?
That is correct, too. What term refers to the time it takes for a radioactive substance to decay by 50%? Maya, Brunswick.
Its half-life?
That is correct. Marzipan and Mandelbrot are made with what nuts that California grows a lot of? Jonah, Morse.
Would that be almonds?
That is correct, almonds. Which of these is a bone in your shoulder? A, scapula, B, sternum, or C, femur? Jonah again.
The scapula?
That is correct again. In the Star Trek universe, Spock's mother was human and his father came from which fictional planet? Jonah.
Would it be Klingon?
Incorrect. Brunswick. We got it in there, Merrick.
Vulcan.
Yes, good job. In chemistry, a covalent bond exists when two atoms share a pair of what subatomic particles? Maya, Brunswick.
Electrons?
Correct. The 7 wonders of the ancient world included the Colossus of what Greek island? Ben, Brunswick.
Rhodes.
Rhodes is correct, too. Math question again. In the equation, 2x squared minus x equals 45, what is the positive value of x? Aiden, Morse.
8.
Incorrect. Brunswick. Maya.
9 halves?
Incorrect. The answer is 5. 5. What hyphenated common term is associated with the Reagan-era idea that increasing the wealth of rich people will gradually benefit poor people? Finn, Morse.
Trickle down.
That is correct. Trickle-down economics. Gabriel Mistral and Pablo Neruda are Nobel Prize-winning poets from what South American country? Nate, Brunswick.
Chile.
Correct. Plantar fasciitis and plantar warts affect what part of the body? Merrick, Brunswick.
The foot.
The foot is correct. The United States hosted the Olympics for the first time in 1904 in which Midwestern city? Finn, Morse.
St. Louis.
Correct. Mohammad Reza Pahlavi was the last person in Iran to hold what title that means king in Persian? Nate, Brunswick.
Shaw.
That is correct, Shaw. The River Mersey flows through which English port city where the Beatles grew up? Ben, Brunswick.
Liverpool.
Correct. From the Italian for little book, what name do we give to the written text of an opera? Merrick.
Operetta.
Incorrect. Morse, you got a chance here. Finn, go for it.
Novella.
Also incorrect. Libretto. Libretto. The story of Billy Coleman and his hounds, Old Dan and Little Ann, is told in what 1961 novel by Wilson Rawls? Ben, Brunswick.
Where the red fern grows.
Correct. Oh, that's the end of round 1. That's the end of round 1. We have a score. This is a good battle. Brunswick 190, Morse 120. It's a great start to season 5, folks. We'll meet the teams when we come back. Welcome back. As I mentioned earlier, we're not doing the head-to-head round this season, but we'll still meet our players by asking them our traditional slightly silly question, which is, do you collect anything? And if not, what kind of collection would interest you? We're going to start over here with Brunswick. And Maya, what do you think?
So I don't really collect anything personally, but I really like looking at collections of old books and maps.
Ah, okay. That's pretty interesting. I love maps, too. I'm into maps. Nate, what do you got?
I collect weirdly shaped erasers.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What's the strangest one?
I have this one of sushi that I think is pretty cool.
Sushi. Okay. Merrick.
I don't collect anything either, but if I did, I would collect soccer jerseys.
Soccer jerseys. Who's your favorite team?
Wolves.
The
in
Wolves?
England. Yeah.
All right. Good, good. Ben, go for it.
I collect a lot of baseball cards.
Do you? You have one that's valuable? Or what's your most valuable card?
I don't know which one's the most valuable, but I do have one signed by Slugger the Sea Dog, which I think is pretty
That's
cool.
awesome. The local favorite, right?
Yeah.
Lachlan over at Morse, what do you have for us?
I collect Magic the Gathering cards.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. I don't know anything about that, but I'm interested now. Finn, what do you have?
I think I inadvertently collect used coffee mugs.
Used coffee mugs?
Yeah, I just forget to bring them down to the dishwasher.
So you're a big coffee drinker?
Yes, for sure.
Do you take anything in your coffee?
Usually black.
Black. Tough guy. All right. Aiden, what do you have?
Shannon Moss bobbleheads.
She is one of my favorite people in this world. So when you find one of those, pass one along.
Will do.
Jonah.
Currently, I do not have a collection, but my dream collection would be Todd Gutner autographs on one thing of every color, and I'd like to start today, if that's okay.
Well, we might be able to make that work for you there, buddy.
Brilliant.
All right. All right, the category round is next. But first, here's your chance at home to win $500 for the school of your choice with our quiz show conundrum of the week.
Hi, I'm Alec O'Mara, Media Relations Manager at Unitil, and this is your quiz show conundrum. Unscramble the phrase, burn wicks. Your clue is, have a frosty donut near the big top. That's, burn wicks, have a frosty donut near the big top.
Unscramble the word or phrase to reveal a Maine location. Send your answer along with your name and a Maine pre-K through secondary school of your choice to quizshow@mainepublic.org. We'll choose 2 of the correct answers at random, and the nominated schools will each win $500. A different conundrum will be revealed each week. Entries limited to 1 entry per household per question. Contest ends June 22nd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Winners will be revealed during the Season 5 championship episode. For full contest rules and alternate entry information, go to mainepublic.org/quizshow, and good luck.
Welcome back to High School Quiz Show Maine. Next up, the category round with the following choices: Treating Me Right, Geography for the win, America's Pastime, Jungle Books, Florida Man and Woman, and a science category. Each category has 5 questions with increasing point values. Now players, you must wait for me to finish the question before you buzz in. You can confer with your teammates, but once you buzz in, you're no longer allowed to confer, and we'll need your answer. And like in the toss-up round, if one team answers incorrectly, the other team will be given the chance to answer. All right, now we are looking at Morse is trailing 120 to 190, so you have control of the board first. Where would you like to go?
Let's go with Geography for the win for 10.
Geography for the win for 10. All of the answers contain 4 letters. Lima is the 4-letter capital of which 4-letter country? Jonah.
Peru.
Peru is correct. You still have control of the board? What would you like?
Let's go with America's Pastime.
America's Pastime, questions about baseball. In baseball, how many strikes make an out? Jonah again.
3.
3 is correct. Where would you like to go?
Let's stick with that category, please.
Okay, so we're going to do America's Pastime for 15. Derek Jeter, Nomar Garciaparra, and Troy Tulowitzki are known for playing what position? Nate Brunswick.
Shortstop.
Correct, shortstop. All right, you have control, Brunswick.
We'll go back to Geography for the win for 15.
Okay, Geography for the win. Cuyahoga Valley National Park is located in which U.S. state? Jonah Morse.
Utah.
Incorrect. Brunswick? No. The answer is Ohio, but you still have control of the board, Brunswick.
We'll go back to Geography for the win for 20.
Geography for the win for 20. Museums devoted to explorers Thor Heyerdahl and Roald Amundsen can be found in which Scandinavian capital? Finn, Morse.
Nuke.
Incorrect. Ben, Brunswick.
Oslo.
Oslo is correct. Where would you like to go, Ben?
America's Pastime for 20, please.
America's Pastime for 20. The Portland Sea Dogs are a Double-A minor league affiliate of which Major League Baseball team? Jonah Morse.
The Boston Red Sox.
Yes, it's a good thing you got that one. Let's move on. Morse, you have control.
Let's stick with America's Pastime for 25.
Okay, America's Pastime for 25. The National Baseball Hall of Fame is located in which New York State town? Ben, Brunswick.
Cooperstown.
Cooperstown is correct. What do you think, Ben? Where do you want to go?
Let's just stick with America's Pastime for 30.
All right, we'll finish it out. America's Pastime for 30. What Major League Baseball franchise was based in Brooklyn until 1957? Finn, Morse.
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers is correct. Where would you like to go?
Geography for the win for 25, please.
Geography for the win for 25. Dededo is the most populous city on which Pacific island that sends a non-voting delegate to the U.S. House of Representatives? Finn.
Guam.
Guam, correct.
I'll go to a science category for 10.
A science category for 10. All the answers begin with the letter A. Talking about electricity, when DC stands for direct current, AC stands for what kind of current? Aiden, Morse.
Alternating.
Alternating current, excellent. Where would you like to go, Finn?
Geography for 30.
Geography for 30. Which river that connects Lake Ladoga to the Gulf of Finland in the Baltic Sea is the main river in St. Petersburg, Russia? Nate, Brunswick.
The Volga.
Incorrect. Morse? Answer is the Neva. The Neva. Morse, you still have control.
A science category for 15.
A science category for 15. Equivalent to negative 273.15 degrees Celsius, the lowest possible temperature at which matter can exist, is commonly known by what two-word name? Lachlan, Morse.
Absolute zero.
Correct. Where would you like to go?
Stick with it for A science category 20.
A science category for 20. What property of a sound wave determines its loudness or volume? Jonah, Morse.
That would be the amplitude.
That is the correct answer. Where would you like to do here?
Let's stick with the science category.
Okay, science category for 25. What is the common scientific name for the clear, watery fluid that fills the eye between the cornea and the lens? Answer, aqueous humor. Aqueous humor. Morse with control still.
Let's finish off a science category for 30.
A science category for 30. What is the name for the white part of an egg? Stumped again. Albumin. Albumin. Morse with control still.
Let's go for Florida man and woman for 10.
Florida man and woman for 10. This is going to be about people with Florida connections. Florida-born Josh Gad provided the voice of what animated snowman in the movie Frozen? Jonah.
Olaf.
Olaf is correct. Morse?
Let's stick with the Florida man and woman for 15.
Florida man and woman for 15. Who played football at the University of Miami before he played Luke Hobbs in the Fast and Furious film franchise? Ben, Brunswick.
Dwayne Johnson.
Correct, also known as The Rock. Where would you like to go, Brunswick?
Let's go to Jungle Books for 10.
Jungle Books for 10. These are questions about books with animal characters. What title character in an Eric Carle book ate an apple on Monday, 2 pears on Tuesday, 3 plums on Wednesday, and had a stomach ache on Saturday? Maya.
Caterpillar?
Yes, that is correct. Caterpillar. Brunswick with control. What would you like?
We'll stick with Jungle Books.
Jungle Books for 15. The main antagonist in George Orwell's Animal Farm is what pig, named for an 18th century French ruler? Nate, Brunswick.
Napoleon.
Napoleon is correct. What's up next?
Treating Me Right for 10.
Treating Me Right for 10. These are questions about important treaties in history. In the acronym NATO, the TO stands for Treaty Organization. What does the NA stand for? Finn, Morse.
North Atlantic.
North Atlantic, correct. Morse with control.
Let's go to Florida man and woman for 20.
Florida man and woman for 20. What author set her novel Their Eyes Were Watching God in Florida, where she lived for much of her life? Finn again.
Neil Hurston.
Neil Hurston is correct. Nice job. Where would you like to do?
Florida man and woman for 25.
Florida man and woman for 25. The rapper T-Pain took his name from his struggles growing up in what city that is Florida's capital? Finn.
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee. You still have control. And that is the end of the category round in round 2, and we currently have a score. Brunswick 260. Oh, this is a battle. Morse 290. We've got the lightning round next, and it's probably going to be wild, so sit tight. We'll be right back. We're back, and we're heading into the final 90 seconds of gameplay. It's the lightning round. Now, players, listen carefully to the rules here. You can buzz in at any time. You get 20 points for each correct answer. Incorrect answers will cost you 20 points, and the other team will not get the chance to answer. The clock is set, and we are about to go. Frankfurt is the capital of which state? Finn, Morse.
Kentucky.
Kentucky, correct. Which U.S. president never lived in the White House? Nate, Brunswick.
George Washington.
Correct. The story of Adam and Eve is found in which Old Testament? Finn, Morse.
Genesis.
Genesis. Which is longer, a millimeter or a nanometer? Merrick.
A millimeter.
Millimeter, yes. Which George Bizet opera features Toreador song? Carmen is the answer. Gala, Macintosh, and Granny Smith. Ben from Brunswick.
Apples.
Apple, correct. What Egyptian canal connects the Mediterranean? Ben, Brunswick
The
again.
Suez Canal.
Suez Canal, yes. What Greek goddess of wisdom was born from Finn, Morse?
Athena.
Athena, yes. One cause of World War I was the 1914 murder of what? Jonah.
Franz Ferdinand.
That is correct. What number is the base for the hexadecimal number system? Nate, Brunswick.
6.
Incorrect. 16 is the correct answer. What nickname for U.S. Army Special Forces refers to colorful? I think I heard the bell. We're out of time. And the winning team this week is Morse with 370 points. And they'll be moving on to the quarterfinals in a few weeks. This was a great match. Brunswick finished with 320 points, so close. We thank both teams, and we thank you at home for watching. Be sure to tune in next time as Wells takes on Waterville in our third qualifying match. Thanks for watching again. This is High School Quiz Show Maine, and we'll see you again next time.
Production support for High School Quiz Show Maine is provided by
the Maine Education Association, standing with educators, ensuring their voices, values, and priorities are respected as they continue to teach and support Maine students during the pandemic and beyond. Learn more at mainea.org.
Energy is about more than just keeping the lights on. It's about living life. As parents, friends, and teammates, Unitil is proud to support High School Quiz Show Maine. Unitil, more than a utility, part of your community. Whether you prefer email, texting, or a live person, Safety Insurance is available to help you file a claim and pay your bill. Safety Insurance. We'll help you manage life storms. Learn more at safetyinsurance.com. And by viewers like you. Thank you.